Hi everyone, we're here at Realcomm in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm here with Kern Davis from CTS. And Kern, I want to talk about, we're doing a panel today at 3:30, you and I. We're doing it sort of a CBRS and Private LTE. I'm really interested in this whole area of the business, but I think what you guys do, the integration piece, is so important, but I'm not getting really straight answers from the people on the other side about what's really happening and where we really are. What's your take on the CBS and Private LTE space?
So we're very active with a lot of the OEMs, and we're talking to them every day about how they're going to solve this riddle. There are still a number of questions that are out there as to how it's going to be done. At the end of the day, it's an LTE installation. It's private LTE. And designing and building an LTE solution is not something we're unfamiliar with, but how are you going to do that if this is a separate layer that you want to install or you need to install? What services you're going to have? These are all the pieces that, even as we go back to the OEMs, how does what the need of the end user fit in what solution set you're building? And I suspect we're going to end up in the same position we have with other DAS installations, which is not everything is going to fit every solution set.
Right. Sort of right peg, right hole kind of solution here. But what I'm curious about is, I've seen the news, and we wrote a piece about what Airwaves is doing using the Global Star frequencies to do private LTE, but not have the complications of this CBRS, the CBRS issues with the military usage and the CES and the SAS and all that stuff. Do you see that as a viable alternative, and are you working on that in parallel with a CBRS solution and an LTE, private LTE solution too?
Right. So yeah, that's just one of the different solutions that we work closely with Airwaves on in a lot of cities across the United States. We have to keep track of all the different solutions. I'm not in a position to really give an opinion about which ones we think are going to make it or not make it. Over the years, we've seen lots of things hit the drafting table, and some of them fall, some of them shine. Right. So time will tell. Again, you've got to have the support in the OEM equipment for the frequencies that you're going to do it, you're going to work on. And at the end of the day, I think one of the bigger solution sets, or one of the bigger questions, becomes, that integration with the mobile network operators. Right. If you don't have that, then you're not solving any problem.
Right. And I agree with you 100%. And I agree with you, we shouldn't necessarily weigh in on the winners and losers. Right. But one of the things is, CTS does a lot of work in a lot of different areas, and your name has come up with people we've talked to here at the show about, we're working with so-and-so, you're working with tons of different vendors. So how do you make sure that what you're doing is sort of, as we talked about, a little right peg, right hole for that cooperating company that you're working with too?
Well, number one, we have got a great group of people who stays very up to speed with all the different technologies and works with all the different OEMs and understands the different approaches that are being taken. But the other side of this is really to be able to get out with the end user and the questions we have about the building that it's got to go in, how it's going to fit in what their overall game plan is for all the different technologies they want to deploy. Our job really is to remain neutral and to try and really understand all that they're trying to accomplish and come back to them with 2, 3, or 4 solutions and just then explain the pros and cons of the different types of solutions and be a part of educating and helping them to a good understanding of options and make the right decision.
Heavy needs analysis kind of thing, and understanding what the client wants. So good. Well, Kern, thanks so much for coming and talking with us today. We'll see you on our panel later in the day at 3:30, room 204. If anybody would like to attend, thank you very much.